The great hall of Zithera's ruling council glowed with cold blue light. Tall, sharp-edged pillars stretched toward the ceiling, and holographic screens hovered in the air, showing maps of distant galaxies. The alien leaders of the Zereth Dominion had gathered here, their scales reflecting the light, eyes sharp and calculating. Each one believed themselves the smartest, the strongest species in the galaxy. "This will be easy," hissed Commander Vryn, his voice like grinding metal. "Humans are weak, slow, and disorganized. They will fall before we even reach their planet." Around him, the other aliens nodded, their confidence almost palpable. They had conquered dozens of star systems, destroying worlds and enslaving species. Yet Earth, tiny, blue, and insignificant, was still unclaimed. They could hardly imagine that this small, primitive species could challenge them. A deep hum filled the hall as the holographic screen shifted, showing Earth in its quiet orbit. Cities glimmered like fireflies, oceans swirled, and tiny dots moved across the surface. Humans going about their lives, unaware of the danger looming above them. The aliens laughed. "Look at them," said Lady Kalira, her voice sharp and high-pitched. "They do not even know we exist. They will panic when we arrive, and then they will die." On Earth, things were very different. Humans had been watching Zithera's fleets for years. They knew the aliens were arrogant, but they had also been preparing. Secret research stations, hidden fleets, advanced strategies. They had learned from every battle the galaxy had ever fought. Humanity's weapons were small compared to alien fleets, but their ingenuity, their unpredictability made them dangerous. Back in Zithera, the Council was oblivious to this. Screens showed the humans' primitive ships, small and slow. "Pathetic," Commander Vryn sneered. "Our scanners detect no advanced technology. Their defenses are laughable." Lady Kalira leaned forward, her claws tapping on the console. "Shall we send a message? Tell them to surrender before we attack?" Vryn shook his head, his long horns almost touching the ceiling. "No. The humans will surrender only when they are utterly broken. Let's see how long their courage lasts." A silence fell over the room as a new screen flickered to life. A human vessel appeared in orbit near Zithera. It was small, sleek, almost invisible against the blackness of space. The aliens watched, confused. "What?" Kalira hissed. "They have ships here already, how?" Vryn leaned closer, scanning the data. "Impossible. They should not have reached this sector yet. Our calculations, all wrong." But the humans were not attacking. They were observing. One small ship moved in precise patterns, almost dancing between the alien detection fields. Vryn's scales bristled. For the first time, doubt flickered in his mind. Meanwhile, on the human vessel, Captain Rhea stared at her screen. She saw the alien leaders, the Council, the enormous hall, and their overconfidence. A small smile crossed her face. "They think they are gods," she whispered. "They don't know the storm is coming." Back on Zithera, Vryn's officers murmured among themselves. "Is this some kind of trap?" One hissed. "Should we attack now?" Vryn shook his head. "Patience. Let them believe they are safe. The humans are nothing yet. There is something different. Their patterns. They are clever, deliberate, not chaotic, not primitive." The hall was quiet for a moment. The alien leaders exchanging glances. For the first time, a shadow of unease passed through the room. "Prepare the fleets," Vryn said finally, his voice low and dangerous. "We will show them what it means to face the galaxy's deadliest species." And yet in that moment, the humans on their hidden ship continued to watch silently, waiting for the perfect time. Their engineers, scientists, and tacticians worked together with calm precision. Every movement, every calculation was designed to test the aliens. The aliens believed they were setting the stage for a quick victory, but they did not see the trap forming around them. They did not understand that humans thrived in unpredictability, that they could adapt faster than any algorithm, any weapon system, any alien thought possible. Vryn turned to Kalira. "Ready the war, Council," he said. "Humanity will beg for mercy soon enough." Kalira's claws hovered over her console. "Perhaps, but there is a spark in them I do not like. It is unsettling." The humans knew this. Captain Rhea looked at the stars, the alien fleet stretching across space, and said, "Let them think victory is theirs. They have no idea what they are waking." And far across the galaxy, a small ship moved silently, carrying the most dangerous species Zithera had ever encountered, humans. The tension in the hall grew. Every alien in the room could feel it. though none admitted it aloud. Something was different this time. Something was wrong. The screen flickered again, showing a fleet of tiny human vessels emerging from hidden warp points around Zithera. The council gasped. "They are everywhere," one officer whispered. Vryn's eyes narrowed. This is unexpected. But humans did not panic. They were calm, methodical. Every move was designed to test the alien's strength to find their weakness. And humans had one advantage no alien could ever predict. They did not fight like anyone else. They fought like humans. The council believed they were in control. They were not. And as Zithera's fleets prepared for war, the humans waited silently, their eyes on the galaxy's most arrogant species, ready to show them what it truly meant to declare war on humanity. Cliffhanger. The alien council had no idea. The deadliest species in the galaxy was about to make its first move. The black void of space shimmered with distant stars, but nothing shone brighter than the fleets gathering near Zithera. Hundreds of alien warships, sleek and deadly, formed a crescent around the planet. Their weapons glowed, ready to strike. Commander Vryn stood on the bridge of his flagship, towering over the control panels, his eyes scanning the approaching blips. "They are coming," whispered an officer. "Small vessels, barely detectable." Vryn's long tail twitched. "Small does not mean weak," he said. "They are humans. Don't forget, we underestimate them at our own risk." In the hidden shadow of Zithera's moon, a fleet of human ships drifted silently. They were small, but their movements were precise. Each ship shifted in patterns the alien sensors could not predict. Humans had learned to move like shadows, strike like lightning, and vanish before the enemy could respond. Captain Rhea stood on her bridge, calm but focused. "Begin approach. Keep formation tight. Let them feel confident, but not too confident." Her tactical officer, Lieutenant Jax, studied the alien fleet on the screen. "They've never seen ships move like this. Their weapons are aimed at where we were, not where we are going." Rhea smiled slightly. "Good, they will learn soon enough." Far above, Zithera's council watched, still confident. "They cannot escape us," Lady Kalira said, her voice trembling slightly. "Their numbers are nothing compared to ours." Vryn nodded. "Yes, prepare the cannons. Open fire the moment they enter range." The humans waited. Seconds felt like hours, and then suddenly the alien fleet fired. Massive energy blasts streaked across space, lighting the void with deadly brilliance. The humans reacted instantly. Ships twisted, rolled, and accelerated in ways that seemed impossible. One blast passed harmlessly through a formation, missing its target completely. Another collided with an abandoned asteroid, exploding in fire and debris. "Adjust shields." "Adjust shields," Rhea commanded, her voice steady. "Predict their patterns, not their position. Stay unpredictable." The aliens snarled in frustration. "How are they moving like this?" Kalira growled. "Our scanners cannot track them. Their reflexes. Impossible." Vryn gritted his teeth. "They are learning. That is why they are dangerous. But it doesn't matter. We will crush them." Yet as the aliens concentrated their firepower on the human fleet, something unexpected happened. A single human vessel detached from the main formation and moved directly toward the flagship. Its movements were daring, almost reckless, yet precise. "Intercept that vessel," shouted an officer. "It is suicidal." The human ship approached with incredible speed. Its weapons were small but cunningly positioned. With a calculated strike, it targeted the flagship's shield control system. A burst of energy hit the panel, and instantly, the alien flagship shuddered. "What?" Vryn roared. "How?" On the human bridge, Captain Rhea's eyes glimmered with quiet satisfaction. "It's never just brute force," she said. "It's timing, strategy, and knowing your enemy." The alien ships faltered. Their coordinated formations began to break apart. Confusion rippled through the fleet. Missiles misfired. Energy blasts collided mid-space. The humans, small as they were, had turned the first strike into chaos. Lady Kalira's face darkened. "This is impossible. They are adapting, faster than our AI can predict." Meanwhile, back on the human fleet, Lieutenant Jax pointed at the screens. "They're panicking. Their officers are giving conflicting orders." "It's working." Rhea nodded. "Now we push forward. But carefully. One mistake and we lose the advantage." The human fleet moved like a shadow wave, weaving between the alien warships. Every move was deliberate. Every maneuver unpredictable. They were not relying on raw power. They were relying on human ingenuity. Vryn slammed a claw on the console. Concentrate fire. Focus on their lead ship. The humans anticipated this. In a flash, the lead ship executed a sudden evasive loop, forcing alien fire to overshoot. Then almost silently, it released a small pod. The pod attached to the flagship, sending a pulse that disrupted the alien weapons for a few critical seconds. Systems failing. Kalara screamed. How did they? On Earth, scientists monitored the battle with tense excitement. Every strategy the humans had tested, every simulated maneuver, was now being executed in real combat. They're using everything we've prepared, one whispered. And it's working. The alien fleet faltered further. Their morale began to crack. Ships that had been confident in victory now hesitated, unsure of the next move. They realized, perhaps too late, that the humans were not weak, not primitive. They were dangerous beyond expectation. Rhea's voice echoed across her fleet. Stay calm. Stay smart. Humanity never surrenders, and humanity never fights like anyone else. The alien commanders stared at the unfolding chaos. This cannot be happening, Vryn said. They should be terrified. They should be begging for mercy. But the humans did not panic. They were calm, methodical, and deadly. Every misstep the aliens made was exploited immediately. Every weakness in alien strategy was turned into an advantage. And in that moment, as the alien fleets realized their assumptions had failed, Captain Rhea issued the command that would echo through the galaxy. Prepare for the next phase. Humanity strikes, but not recklessly. We are the storm they never saw coming. The alien commanders froze, staring at the small but brilliant human fleet. For the first time, fear touched their hearts. Cliffhanger. The aliens had fired the first shots, but the humans had already rewritten the rules of the battle. The galaxy's deadliest species was awake, and the first contact would not be the last. The void of space was alive with chaos. Alien warships, massive and gleaming, faltered as the humans moved with impossible precision. Explosions lit the darkness, sparks of fire and energy reflecting on the metal hulls. The Zirath Dominion had never faced a foe like this. They were confident, arrogant, and used to victories. Yet every prediction they made was failing. On the bridge of the human flagship, Captain Rhea watched the unfolding battlefield. Her eyes were sharp, scanning every blip on the holographic screen. She was calm, but her mind worked faster than any alien calculation. Lieutenant Jax, she said, focus on the central fleet. Draw their attention, but leave a trail. They won't see the trap until it's too late. Jax nodded. Understood, Captain. Deploying diversion drones now. Tiny drones, barely visible, spread across the battlefield. They moved like shadows, mimicking human ships. Alien sensors locked onto them, diverting energy blasts away from the real fleet. One by one, the aliens fired at phantoms, wasting their firepower while humans closed in. Commander Vryn's tail lashed nervously. What is this? Their numbers. Their ships. They are everywhere. They are not everywhere, Lady Kalara hissed. They are smart. They think faster than we do. How is that possible? Humans had learned a crucial lesson. Survival was not just about weapons. It was about thinking differently, seeing patterns where others see chaos and acting unpredictably. Each human ship moved as if it were alive, weaving through alien fire, dodging blasts, and striking with surgical precision. From a hidden position, a small human strike team detached. These were elite pilots, trained to target command ships and disrupt alien coordination. Their tiny vessels slipped past shields and energy barriers, almost invisible. On the flagship of the Zirath Dominion, alarms blared. Vryn slammed his claw on the console. Intercept them. Destroy them before they reach the command bridge. But humans were already inside the command zone. Lieutenant Mara, one of the human pilots, executed a daring maneuver, weaving through a storm of laser fire, and fired a small pulse at the flagship's core system. A quiet hum filled the ship, then screens flickered and failed. Systems shut down one by one. Impossible! Kalara shouted. They are inside the flagship. Captain Rhea's voice echoed across the fleet. Target their nerves, not just their weapons. Confuse them. Make them fight shadows. Every alien officer tried to respond, but humans had already anticipated their reactions. Aliens depended on strict hierarchy, on protocol, on predictions. Humans depended on instinct, creativity, and improvisation. They were flexible, adaptable, and terrifying in ways the aliens could not calculate. In the chaos, another human ship, the Vanguard, approached the main alien fleet. It moved boldly, dodging massive energy cannons and releasing EMP pulses. Alien ships faltered, shields collapsing one by one. Vryn roared, "Form a circle. Protect the flagship." But the circle broke. Humans had already exploited a flaw in their formation. Ships collided, weapons misfired, and panic spread like wildfire. The Alien Council began shouting orders that contradicted one another. Confusion reigned. Captain Rhea leaned forward, her hands resting lightly on the controls. "They are learning," and forgetting at the same time. "Keep them off balance." Lieutenant Jax nodded. "We've never seen anything like this in simulations. They're breaking faster than predicted." Meanwhile, on Zithra's council hall, alien leaders stared at live feed screens. Their arrogance was crumbling. How can a primitive species?" Kalira whispered, her eyes wide. "They adapt," Vryn growled, his tone dark. "They adapt, and strike when we are weakest." Humans were methodical, but they were also daring. Small ships zipped between larger vessels, delivering precise strikes to engines and weapon systems. Larger ships used decoys and traps, forcing alien cannons to waste energy. A sudden explosion rocked the alien flagship. Sparks flew from consoles. Officers were thrown from their stations. Vryn's tail lashed violently. "Stop them now!" But humans were already gone, leaving phantoms and shadows in their wake. Every attack was a lesson. Every maneuver was a trap, teaching the aliens that humanity fought differently, smarter, faster, deadlier. Captain Rhea spoke quietly to her crew, almost as if sharing a secret. "We are not strong because of firepower. We are strong because they never understand what we will do next. That is what makes us unstoppable." Lieutenant Mara glanced at her screen. "They're panicking. Their formations are collapsing. They're losing control." "Good," Rhea replied. "But stay sharp. Chaos is our ally, but only if we control it." Across the alien fleet, panic turned into fear. Ships that had been confident in victory now hesitated. No one wanted to make a move because every move could be exploited. Their arrogance, their history of easy conquest was crumbling. Vryn's claws dug into the console. "This cannot be happening. They are humans. They should be easy prey, and yet humans were not trying to destroy everything. They were testing, learning, and striking precisely. They were deadly but methodical. Every move reinforced one undeniable truth. Humans were unlike anything the galaxy had faced before. Captain Rhea's eyes scanned the battlefield one last time. Phase 1 complete. They've underestimated us. Phase 2 begins soon. The alien fleet reeled from the first blows. Fear, confusion, and doubt now lingered in their minds. The Zareth Dominion had faced thousands of species, but never one like this. Cliffhanger. Humanity had shown its first strength, but the battle was far from over. The aliens were learning too late that they were no longer hunters, they were being hunted. Space burned with fire and energy. Alien warships swirled in chaotic patterns, while tiny human vessels danced between them like shadows. Every move the aliens made seemed to lead to failure. Every plan they had relied upon was being undone, one calculated strike at a time. The Zareth Dominion had never faced such precision, such unpredictability. On the bridge of the human flagship, Captain Rhea leaned forward, her eyes calm and focused. She was a master of timing. She watched the alien fleet carefully, noting every hesitation, every misstep. "Phase 2 begins," she said softly. "Engage the traps. Let them see what humans can do when cornered." Lieutenant Jax's fingers flew across the controls, deploying decoy swarms and EMP pulses. "The Central Fleet is reacting exactly as you predicted." Rhea smiled faintly. "Good, keep them chasing shadows. Wait for the moment they lower their defenses." Across the battlefield, the alien fleets were beginning to fracture. Officers shouted conflicting orders, some trying to regroup, others trying to focus fire. "Commander?" Vryn's tail lashed furiously as his flagship dodged yet another precise strike. "How can this be happening? They are only humans. They should fear us." But humans did not fear. They thrived on unpredictability. A small strike team, piloting tiny ships, had reached the outer edge of the central alien formation. Their weapons were small, but aimed at key systems, engines, shields, communications. One by one, alien ships faltered, caught off guard by attacks they had not predicted. In the midst of the chaos, Lieutenant Mara piloted her ship boldly toward the flagship. Using speed, agility, and a series of calculated maneuvers, she delivered a pulse that temporarily disabled the flagship's weapons array. Sparks flew across consoles, alarms blared, and the alien officers scrambled to regain control. "Impossible!" Lady Kalira hissed, her claws gripping the railing. "They are inside the flagship itself. How?" Vryn growled, the first trace of fear in his voice. "This was not supposed to happen. Humanity should be easy prey." Ria's voice echoed across the fleet. "They are not prey. They are hunters who adapt faster than you can imagine. Every attack you make, we have already anticipated. Every weakness you expose will be turned against you." The aliens panicked further. Their massive fleet, which once seemed unstoppable, was now faltering. Ships collided, shields collapsed, and engines overheated. Even the most confident officers hesitated, unsure of what move to make next. Humans, meanwhile, were organized. Every ship, every maneuver, every pulse of energy was deliberate. They were not fighting recklessly. They were fighting with strategy, intelligence, and patience. Captain Ria's eyes scanned the battlefield. "Now," she commanded. "Release the final phase." From the shadows, dozens of small human vessels surged forward. Their weapons were tiny but targeted with perfection. They struck at alien engines, disabled communication arrays, and forced ships into collisions. The alien fleet was in disarray. What was once a clean crescent formation was now a scattered, chaotic storm of metal and fire. Commander Vryn's tail whipped across the bridge in frustration. "Stop them. They cannot be this organized." "They are human," Kalira whispered. "They are. Impossible." As the flagship of the Zerath Dominion struggled to regain control, a single human ship approached boldly. Its pulse disrupted the flagship's main engine, sending it spinning. Vryn gritted his teeth, realizing for the first time that humans were not only clever, they were unpredictable, ruthless and fearless. Captain Ria's voice carried across the human fleet. "Do not destroy unnecessarily. Show them strength but not cruelty. Make them learn respect." The alien fleets, panicking, tried to regroup, but the humans had already taken control of the battlefield's rhythm. Every strike the aliens made was countered with precision. Every attempt at dominance was turned against them. Vryn's voice was low and furious. "We are supposed to be the apex species. How can a primitive race, mere humans, stand against us?" "They fight differently," Ria said quietly. "They adapt, improvise, and strike at the perfect moment. They are humans." In the chaos, the human vanguard led a coordinated attack. Smaller vessels took out alien support ships, while larger ships blocked reinforcements. Every alien officer realized, too late, that the humans had turned the tide entirely. The first real turning point came when the flagship, the Pride of Zithara, fell to a carefully orchestrated trap. Its shields collapsed, engines failed, and the human ships surrounded it without firing a single heavy shot. The aliens' panic reached a fever pitch. Ria watched the flagship drift helplessly, then spoke to her fleet. "This is what happens when arrogance meets ingenuity. Remember, humans never give up, and humans never fight like anyone else." The Alien Council's confidence was shattered. Fear replaced arrogance. Orders were shouted, ignored, or contradicted. Every officer knew their strategy had failed, yet none could predict what the humans would do next. And as the humans regrouped silently, preparing for the next phase of battle, one truth became clear. The galaxy's deadliest species had shown its first true power. The Zerath Dominion had assumed victory was theirs. They had underestimated humans, believing them weak, predictable, and primitive. That assumption had been the first mistake of many. Captain Ria looked at the stars, calm, determined, and full of quiet fire. "We have shown them our strength," she said. "But the galaxy has not yet seen what it means to declare war on humanity." Cliffhanger. The alien fleets were broken, shaken, and panicked, but humanity had only begun. The true power of humans was yet to reveal itself. The alien fleets were broken, scattered, and confused. Panic spread through the Zerath Dominion like wildfire. Ships that had been proud symbols of dominance now drifted aimlessly, their weapons useless or misfiring. For the first time, Commander Vryn felt the weight of fear, a sensation he had never known before. On the bridge of the human flagship, Captain Ria watched the chaos with sharp, calculating eyes. "They believe we are only defending ourselves," she said quietly. "It is time to show them what humanity can do when it decides to strike." Lieutenant Jax's hands flew over the controls. targeting their supply lines and command ships. Humans are ready to hit hard and fast. Rhea nodded. Good, but precision first. We do not destroy blindly. We are showing them our superiority, not just our weapons. Across the battlefield, alien officers scrambled to regain control. Vryn shouted orders, his voice trembling with frustration. Form a new line. Protect the flagship. Target the humans now. But the humans had already anticipated it. Every move, every reaction, every attempt at retaliation was carefully predicted. They did not merely respond, they controlled the rhythm of the battle. From hidden warp points, human strike teams emerged. They moved swiftly, disabling alien ships with surgical precision. Shields were bypassed. Weapons were neutralized. Engines were rendered useless. The aliens tried to regroup, but their formation had already been broken. Captain Rhea gave a single order. Divide and conquer. Let them think they can escape. There is no escape. Human ships fanned out, surrounding clusters of alien vessels. Tiny decoys lured ships into traps, while hidden drones disabled communication arrays, leaving alien officers blind to the battlefield. Panic turned into desperation. Vryn's claws slammed the console. They are everywhere. How can a primitive species control the battlefield like this? They fight with intelligence, Lady Kalira hissed. And courage we cannot comprehend. They are terrifying. Humans were not fighting for conquest. They fought with purpose. Each strike was meant to teach a lesson. The aliens were powerful, yes, but humans had adaptability, creativity, and unity on their side. Every mistake the aliens made was seized immediately, and every miscalculation became a weapon. Lieutenant Mara piloted a small ship directly toward the largest alien vessel, the flagship of Vryn himself. Using speed and stealth, she maneuvered past heavy fire and launched a precision pulse at the shield core. Sparks exploded across the alien vessel. Systems flickered. Weapons went offline. The aliens panicked. Vryn's roar echoed through the bridge. Stop them now! But humans had already anticipated his reaction. 2 additional ships emerged from warp points behind the flagship, cutting off escape routes. It was a trap perfectly executed. Captain Rhea spoke to her fleet. Observe and adapt. Strike only when it counts. This is how humanity wins, through intellect and strategy, not brute force. The alien fleet tried to fire back, but their weapons misfired. Shield generators collapsed one by one. Ships collided, sending plumes of fire and metal into space. Commanders shouted contradictory orders, hoping to regain control. None worked. Humans had taken the initiative and refused to let go. From Earth, scientists and strategists watched the battle unfold with awe. Every plan humanity had trained for, every simulation they had practiced, was now being executed perfectly in real combat. They are doing exactly what we trained them for, one scientist murmured. And better than we imagined. On the alien flagship, Vryn's face was pale under the flickering lights. How can they be so organized, so clever? They are humans. They should be easy to crush. They are not easy prey, Kalira admitted quietly. They are. The galaxy's deadliest species. The humans pressed the advantage. The alien fleets were no longer just on the defensive. They were scattered, disoriented, and desperate. One by one, human strike teams disabled flagship systems, destroyed key support ships, and forced retreating vessels into traps. Captain Rhea watched it all calmly, her mind already planning the next move. They are learning too late. Fear is spreading. Remember, we are humans. The galaxy underestimates us at its own peril. The final blow came when a coordinated human attack targeted the central alien command ship. Mara's team delivered an EMP pulse that temporarily disabled all weapons. Another team targeted engines, immobilizing the vessel. The flagship drifted helplessly, completely vulnerable. Vryn's tail lashed across the bridge. This cannot be happening. How can they be this effective? They fight like humans, Rhea said softly, almost to herself. Fast, clever, and relentless. As the alien fleets watched their command ship fall, hope vanished. Their arrogance had been their first mistake. Their second mistake was underestimating humanity. And now, humanity's strike was a warning to the entire galaxy. Do not challenge humans, or you will pay the price. Captain Rhea addressed her fleet. Hold formation. Show them strength, but do not destroy indiscriminately. Let them see what it means to declare war on humanity. The alien fleets hesitated, then began retreating in disarray. Ships that had once been symbols of power now fled, damaged and defeated. Vryn's claws trembled on the console. This is a disaster. How did a primitive species, humans, do this to us? Ria's voice rang across the human ships. It is simple, we adapt. We improvise. We fight differently. And we never surrender. The galaxy had seen its first real demonstration of humanity's power. The Zerath Dominion would remember this day. They would remember the humans who struck back not with arrogance, but with precision, intelligence, and relentless courage. Cliffhanger. The aliens had been humiliated, forced to retreat, but the humans knew this was only the beginning. The war had started, and the galaxy had learned the first truth about the, deadliest species it had ever encountered, humanity. The battlefield was quiet now, but the silence was not peaceful. Smoke and debris floated through the void of space. Twisted alien ships drifted helplessly, some spinning slowly, others darkened and dead. Humanity's fleet, though smaller, remained organized, calm, and alert. The humans had struck decisively, but they had not lost control. Captain Ria stood on the bridge of her flagship, her eyes scanning the remnants of the alien armada, the glow of distant stars reflected in her determined gaze. "We did what was necessary," she said softly. "But the galaxy has not yet seen the full measure of what humans can do." Lieutenant Jax looked at her, awe in his eyes. "Captain, the aliens. They've never faced anything like us before. They're retreating, broken. Do you think they'll ever try to challenge us again?" Ria shook her head. "That is not for us to decide. What matters is this. We have shown them what it means to underestimate humanity. They will remember it for a long time." Far away on the alien homeworld of Zithera, the Zerath Council sat in stunned silence. Commander Vrin's claws rested heavily on the polished table, his face pale and rigid. Lady Kalira's eyes burned with disbelief. For the first time in recorded history, aliens who had conquered worlds, destroyed species, and ruled galaxies were forced to admit one undeniable truth. Humans were unlike anything they had encountered. They fought. "Strategically," Kalira whispered. "Every move calculated, every attack precise. They adapted faster than we anticipated." Vrin growled, the sound low and dangerous. "They are the deadliest species in the galaxy. I thought power came from fleets, weapons, dominance. But humans fight differently. They fight with intelligence, with creativity, with courage we cannot match." Back on Earth, people continued their lives, unaware of the battle raging among the stars. Scientists monitored distant signals, noticing alien communications disrupted, fleets in retreat and systems failing. For humanity, this was the first taste of victory in a galaxy that had long dismissed them as weak and insignificant. Captain Ria turned to her officers. "We must maintain vigilance. The Zerath Dominion may retreat today, but they will return. And when they do, we will be ready. Humanity has survived countless challenges. This is just another." Lieutenant Mara, still catching her breath after the daring strike against the flagship, asked quietly, "Do you think they'll respect us now?" Ria smiled faintly, though there was no humor in it. "Respect is earned through action, Mara. And today, we have proven that humanity is not only capable, we are unstoppable when cornered. The galaxy has learned a lesson. In the aftermath, human crews repaired ships, recalibrated systems, and salvaged alien technology. Every recovery operation was purposeful, every action designed to strengthen their position. Humans had not only survived, they had adapted, learned, and improved. That was their greatest weapon." Vrin watched through damaged monitors as humans coordinated flawlessly, their ships moving with precision, their pilots calm yet ready. "How?" he muttered. "How can one species be so perfect under pressure?" "They are not perfect," Kalira said almost reluctantly, "but they are relentless. They never give up. They improvise. They learn from every mistake. They are humans." The alien fleets limped back to Zithera, battered, demoralized, and forever changed. They had underestimated the small blue planet called Earth, and now they knew the truth. The humans were not weak. They were the apex of resilience and intelligence. Meanwhile, in space, the human fleet regrouped. Captain Ria addressed her officers and crew. "Today we fought not just for survival, but for respect. Every alien that survives this encounter will remember humanity, and they will think twice before underestimating us again." Her voice carried across the communication channels. "We are humans. We are adaptable. We are relentless. And we are the deadliest species in the galaxy, not because of our weapons, Not because of our numbers, but because of our minds and our courage. Silence followed, heavy and purposeful. Humans did not need celebration or arrogance. Their victory spoke for itself. Every alien fleet that had fled would carry stories of humans who fought differently. Humans who could turn chaos into order. Humans who could win against overwhelming odds. On Earth, night fell and people looked up at the stars, unaware that their species had just declared its dominance. Somewhere in the galaxy, alien commanders plotted their return, but fear had rooted itself deep in their hearts. They had learned a lesson that would last for generations. Do not underestimate humanity. Captain Rhea finally leaned back in her chair, tired but satisfied. "We fought well today," she said softly. "The galaxy thinks it knows humans. It does not. And when it learns, the lesson will be written in stars." In the darkness of space, human ships glided silently. Their mission was complete. Their enemies had been humbled, and humanity had proven beyond question that they were the deadliest species the galaxy had ever faced. The Zerath Dominion may recover, they may return, but one truth would never change. Humans had struck back, adapted and won, and the galaxy would never forget it. They mocked humanity, called us weak, called us primitive, but we survived. We adapted, we struck back, and in the vast reaches of the galaxy, every species will remember this day, because humanity is relentless, fearless, and the deadliest species in the galaxy. The war is not over. Humanity has sent a clear message, but the galaxy is vast, and other challenges will rise. And when they do, humanity will be ready,